It is Thursday, March 12th, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Get to a couple of news items here right off the top. Some early cancellations have already been announced for the weekend. The 5,000 to win super late model race at Delaware International Speedway, which was rescheduled from last season, 2019, that has been canceled for this weekend. Also, the Spring 50 late model show from Florence Speedway has been moved back to March 28th. And the Texas 305 Race Saver Spring Nationals at Devil's Bowl Speedway this weekend have been canceled. Obviously, some weather issues out there this weekend, so stay tuned, obviously, to DIRTRACKR and to your favorite news sites to see if there are going to be any other issues with weather this weekend. I would imagine that this probably isn't the last of this. Sterling Lubricants has stepped up at Weedsport Speedway to increase modified purses this season. The September 12th Cavalcade Cup 100 Super Dirt Car Series race will pay $17,000 to win. Also, the Super Dirt Car Series Hall of Fame 100 will pay $12,020 to win, and the Super Dirt Car Series Heroes Remembered 100 will pay $7,500 to win. Other modified races at Weedsport this season will pay $3,000 to win. Some really nice money up for grabs there for the racers at Weedsport Speedway, and appreciate Sterling Lubricants for stepping up and adding to that purse money. I'm sure the guys up there will like that, and it will bring probably a little bit tighter competition up there as guys kind of turn up the wick a little bit, chasing after that money. So pretty neat stuff there happening up at Weedsport Speedway. I wanted to point out another checkered past from Kevin Eckert has been posted at worldofoutlaws.com. This one is about racing in Texas. Definitely recommend reading those and checking those out. These are longer form pieces. He's been doing them, I think, for the last year or so. But really neat kind of history pieces, and he kind of takes topics and goes back over, the history of the World of Outlaws and kind of talks about different drivers and different situations and big races and things like that. So if you haven't gotten an opportunity to check out the Checkered Past series from Kevin Eckert, I would definitely recommend doing that. Those are posted over at worldofoutlaws.com. Like I mentioned, a new one yesterday about the Texas connection to the World of Outlaws. It is called Lone Star Lullaby. Like I said, you can check that over at worldofoutlaws.com. Speaking of the World of Outlaws, they are back in action this weekend at Cotton Bowl on Friday night and Lone Star on Saturday night in Texas. David Gravel is the most recent winner at Cotton Bowl. He won in 2018. Brad Sweet won before that in 2016. Donnie Schatz is the most recent winner at Lone Star back in 2017. These races have been on the calendar last couple of seasons, but have had some weather issues, so these races haven't been run. Neither of these races were run last season, which is why we got to go back a little bit to see most recent winners. Kind of want to reset you on the season. Obviously, it's been I think 6 weeks since we've had a World of Outlaws sprint car race. So to kind of give you back get you back on the mindset of World of Outlaws sprint cars and kind of give you a rundown on what we've done so far. We've had 3 races this season. If you don't remember, 3 shows at Volusia for Dirt Car Nationals. Donnie Schatz won the opener. Brad Sweet won night 2, and Logan Schuchart won night 3. Brad Sweet leads the series points by 2 over Logan Schuchart. Darren Pittman is 3rd, Donnie Schatz 4th, and Carson Macedo is 5th. He's only run 2 of the 3 shows so far, but David Gravel has the lowest DIRTRACKR driver rating so far in 2020. Sweet and Pittman have the next lowest rating. If you haven't checked out DIRTRACKR.com/analytics and you're not sure what I'm referring to with driver rating is basically kind of a score for the night to kind of give you an idea about, obviously not just race winner, but and where you finish in a feature, but kind of how you do over the course of the entire night. So what I did was I took your qualifying position, your heat race finish, and then any main finishes, and I've added them together. So the lower the score you have, the better off your score is. And actually a perfect score on a night would be 3, which would be quick time, number 1 in qualifying, winning your heat race, and the feature win. So those 3 things. I didn't include dashes, obviously, because that would add to your score. And then what I have done with any mains that you run, so if you're in the feature, if you finish first in the feature, that's 1 towards your score. If you finish 24th, that's 24 to your score. But then if there's B mains, C mains, D mains all the way down the line, I basically add to that. So like if there's 24 cars in the feature and you win the B main, then you basically get credited with 25 points on the night. So that's the 24 A main finishes plus your B main finish, and I do that all the way down the C's. And so, like I mentioned, Brad Sweet, Darren Pittman, they have pretty good ratings this year, but they're the only drivers that are not the only drivers, but the two highest drivers that have run all three races. David Gravel has only run 2 shows because of his NASCAR schedule at Daytona. So he actually was quick time both nights, which has aided in his score. But if you go on and you look at the analytics pages, you see that score. That score is an average over the races that are in there. So and what I did was initially, if you haven't heard the show before, was you have to have run at least 10 races to be able to get that score. So that's if you go take a look, that stuff is explained on there. But just to give you an idea, kind of going back over some other stats. 2 drivers, Logan Schuchart and Brad Sweet, have finished in the top 5 all 3 nights so far, and 6 drivers have finished top 10 all 3 nights. Carson Macedo, Darren Pittman, Aaron Reitzel, Donnie Schatz, Logan Schuchart, Brad Sweet. Logan Schuchart has led the most laps so far this season. He's led 50 laps, with Sweet second with 23. As for other drivers this weekend, we'll probably see Ian Madsen, Kerry Madsen, Greg Wilson. I've seen tweets and press releases from those guys all saying that they're going to be there this weekend. I would imagine there'll be some other guys there. I haven't gotten a chance to go dig too deep to see who else is going to be there. But if you can't be at either night in Texas, you can watch all of those shows live on Dirt Vision. Speaking of that driver rating, if you click on that analytics page, that driver rating section that's there is literally for all the races that are in the database. I believe there's 106 races right now in the database. So that driver rating covers all 106 races. So like I said, add up all of those finishes from the night, and then average that out over the 106 races, and then that's the score you get. But what I went ahead and did was I added driver rating last night to the stat pages for each season as well. So now you can look at driver rating over the course of those seasons. The 2018 races I have in so far, the full 2019 schedule, and the 2020 races we've had so far. And then what I'm kind of going to work on next is adding that driver rating to individual races. So obviously not being able to just see the finishes that each driver had, but then also kind of getting that idea, that composite rating over the course of each night. So that'll be coming fairly soon. I was going to try to get to that last night, but ran out of time. Let's get a quick check of the pay-per-view schedule for today. 4 shows on the schedule for tonight. Port City Raceway has the Now 600 Oil Capital Clash. That's on Flow Racing. Tonight you can see the Battle of Stocks Night 1 from the Woodford Glen Speedway on Speed Shift. Super Stock, Stock Cars, Saloons, Production Saloons, and Youth Mini Stocks. I believe that's one of the Australian or New Zealand shows. I'm not quite sure where Woodford Glen is. Speed Shift also has the Southern Oklahoma Speedway IMCA opener, modifieds, street stocks, and sport mods. And Speed Shift has Beatrice Speedway Spring Nationals, late models, modifieds, sport mods, hobby stocks, and stock cars. All of those on the docket tonight for pay-per-view. If you would like to check out any of those shows, you can click over to DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight, see that full schedule, and then I've got links to all of the pay-per-view services. And again, that watch tonight schedule: Dirt Vision, Dirt on Dirt, Speed Shift, Flow Racing, Racing Boys, Racing Dirt, The Cushion, Fast 4 Media, IMCA TV, which is something else now. I can't ever remember the name. I need to change that. Lucas Oil Racing TV, Speed Sport TV, and then all of the associated things like Dirt Track Digest with Speed Sport TV. Those are all on that watch tonight schedule. So if you're looking for something tonight to check out, you can see that, and obviously through the weekend that will keep you updated on everything that's going on. Appreciate everybody tuning into the show today. I keep screwing up. I haven't sent out the weekly newsletter this week, but I will get to that very soon. It's been a busy week, so stay tuned for that. You can find Dirt Tracker Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe, leave me a review, tell your friends. You can also watch the show on YouTube and Facebook. Are you guys enjoying that? Is it cool seeing me every day? Is it not cool seeing me every day? Anyway, let me know if you have thoughts. You can also email the show at info@dirttracker.com. You can follow along with the website, facebook.com/DirtTracker, where I post the show, twitter.com/DirtTracker, and DirtTracker.com itself. You can follow me on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. And like I mentioned, that Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter, you can sign up there on the site as well. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we will cover off on the weekend schedule. We'll talk about USAC Southwest or West Coast sprint cars, 360 sprint cars running, and run you through the late model schedule for the weekend, the open wheel schedule for the weekend, get you an idea on where you can watch those shows, go see those shows. All of that tomorrow on the show. Plus, we'll cover off on any news items for the day. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope everybody enjoyed it, and we will see everybody tomorrow on Dirt Tracker Daily.